everyone! Before we jump into this video, I wanted to inform you guys of my personal channel, Wiggy the Heroic. I'll be posting on it every week, so if that sounds interesting to you and you want to see what I'm up to, there is a link in the description for you to stay updated with everything that I post. Either way, let's get back to the video, shall we? So, Runes of Magic, an old school MMORPG released back in 2009? Wait, did I read that right? Oh, okay then. I guess, not so old school, but I guess it's still rather dated in comparison to newer released games. Now, not that a dated game can't produce quality experiences whilst playing, nor does that mean it will be ugly. It's just, yeah, a little, dated. In the faces, mainly the faces. The scenery is pretty good, but the, faces, the stuff of nightmares. That being said, the character creation was actually quite nice. Nothing on the level of Ion or something more recently released, like Estelia Online. But it is customizable nevertheless. I mean, as soon as the character creation option gives me the ability to make my character have rocket tatas, I am a happy little Wiggy. Moving past the character creation, once you pick your class and the race, you will spawn into a race-specific area. So yes, every race does seemingly have their own starting spot. Something similar to Perfect World or WoW, which, speaking from my own personal experience, I think is an awesome way to start out with your character. I remember when I played Perfect World with STIX a long time ago. With him making a human blade master and me playing as a winged elf cleric, we started off in two different ends of the whole world, and if you've played Perfect World, you know the world is gigantic. The struggle of trying to make the distance so that we could actually play together and level up together was the greatest experience one could have in a video game, let alone an MMORPG. Much pain, much suffering, and this is probably why I have such a high tolerance for dying in all the MMORPGs I play now. Either way, I just wanted to say I love having Soaring Zones for different races. So let's just zoom back on topic here. Runes of Magic, whilst being similar to a lot of other old school MMORPGs, has one MMORPG in particular that has influenced it the most. And if you just take a moment to look at the UI, you will see what game influenced it. Now, I do believe Runes of Magic was released in the wave of WoW clones that were released. The games like Allods Online is just one of the many games that are similar to WoW. And this seems to be another one. Now, Runes of Magic feels different enough that I wouldn't say it's a complete carbon copy clone of WoW, but there's enough to be able to see the similarities. To me, Runes of Magic is like WoW and Ion having an illegitimate love child, and they have joint custody. Neither are happy about the situation, but they have to deal with it anyway, for the child's sake. Anyway, whilst playing through Runes of Magic, I personally enjoyed my experience. Now, it was pretty simplistic, and well, the scenery was actually quite detailed. More detailed than I was expecting when I initially entered the game. Then, when entering the combat, I noticed it wasn't half bad. It uses your atypical 2000s combat system of tab targeting with an unfortunate clunkiness to it, but typically the majority of games released back in 2009 and earlier have this clunkiness attached to it. And I've played quite a few recently and they all feel relatively similar. Something interesting to note is your weapon skills. Now, after you are done slaughtering hordes of creatures and showing your elven dominance upon the region, you will be able to level up your weapon skills. Doing this will make you more proficient with that specific weapon type when you have it equipped. So for instance, if you decide to use a dagger for a long period of time and then suddenly you get a nice strong axe, you might actually be weaker and less proficient with that axe, just for the sole purpose that you haven't leveled up that weapon skill. So it's a really nice and interesting feature. Besides that, we've got a TP system. TP is a rather important resource in Runes of Magic, as it allows you to upgrade your skill. And I mean, skills are important in games, guys. Nobody wants to be meleeing a monster in the face for 10 minutes straight. That's just boring. So TP is gained from a variety of means, but the simplest ways to gain TP are by completing daily quests, normal quests, and simply by leveling up your character. After performing a menial task after menial task for the villagers in this MMORPG, also helping out this sexy elf ambassador, which, let's be honest, wasn't such a bad thing in the grand scheme of things, I decided to relax and take a swim, as nothing can be more relaxing than that. So generally, to summarize my experience with Runes of Magic, it is a rather simple and slow-paced MMORPG. Leveling up is a rather time-consuming effort, and not in the, oh, oh wow, how time flies when you're having fun kind of way. It's more like the, oh wow, I've literally done 10 quests and I still haven't leveled. Hooray. That being said, I will point out that Runes of Magic isn't all that bad. It's clunky, it's got relatively decent graphics, minus the faces, racial Soaring Zones, a nice weapon leveling system, and putting this all together, it seems like a pretty decent MMORPG. So if you are looking to play an older styled MMORPG that isn't so old that you're going back to the pixel era, then Runes of Magic might actually be the MMORPG worth your time investing in. However, do keep in mind that whilst I was playing through Runes of Magic, I didn't really see any players playing this MMORPG, so you may be going to a deserted game. All in all, guys, I hope you did enjoy watching this video, and I hope you guys have a good day, night, or afternoon, wherever it is where you are, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. So don't forget to check it out. Or my personal channel, Winky Face.
Oh